in the night. So I just want to say thank you to all the media that travelled out here. I want to say thank you as well to Prince Khalid, Prince Abdulaziz, the GSA Skills Challenge Entertainment for just the most amazing experience out here. And I want to say thank you to the Matchroom Boxing team, Frank Smith, everybody on board, to Freddie Cunningham, Andy Bell, 258 Management. And I want to say thank you as well to Anthony Joshua, because to come back from that defeat at Madison Square Garden was tough. You know, people doubted him. People said that he might not have the hunger for the sport anymore, and he went away. And, you know, I knew how disappointed he was, and he bounced back. He showed that heart to come back, and he went back and he learned and he improved, and he's a student of the game. And there is so many more improvements that Anthony Joshua will make, and tonight was an absolute masterclass to become a two-time world heavyweight champion. So we're going to go to the floor now for questions for the champion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. How are you? Good, good.
You did well, but I expected more from you as a professional boxer. You won tonight. What would you do to ensure that you maintain the title you have earned tonight? What strategy will you put in place to ensure that you maintain it?
It's difficult to answer that question, because when you're facing all challengers, different sizes, different styles, some people are pressure fighters, some people are counter punchers. In boxing, you're going to have good nights and bad nights in the heavyweight division. So all I can do is try my best, make my prayers, stay dedicated, and just do it for myself. You know, if I box for the crowd or box for people's opinion, then I might not have been victorious tonight. I boxed in my own game plan, I trusted my own process, and now I'm the champion. So I'm just going to follow my own instincts while I'm boxing.
On the other side, what a great fight you had tonight. I noticed that you were able to keep the distance between you and Andy Ruiz. Was that part of your strategy? Because it seemed like it was working very well for you.
Look, I can knock people out when I want to, and I can box when I want to. So tonight was just about winning and trusting my process. I know maybe I could have done more at times, but sometimes simplicity is genius. And that was the motto, is keep it simple, because it's going to lead to a genius performance. So it was outclassing the current champion, and just kind of proving to myself is that every time I step in the ring, sometimes I may take a loss, but if I prepare myself well, I don't think anyone's going to beat me. And I just took it back to the old school 70s style. Boxing, sweet science, hit and don't get hit. That's the name of the game.
Bismillah, Anthony Joshua. Congrats again on the win.
Thank you.
Nazir from ESPN Los Angeles. I just had to ask you, you know, out of all your opponents that you fought, you know, most of them you've knocked out, you know, barely any of them you ever gone to the distance. What is different about Andy Ruiz that, you know, you got your first loss from him, but then you bounced back, but still he took you to the distance? What's the difference? Because when it comes to your boxing, it looks like, you know, you can outbeat him easily. But what's the difference with him compared to your other opponents when it comes to his challenges?
I think belief is important. I think he believes in himself, which is very important. He's very humble outside of the ring. And most people that are humble outside of the ring, they're definitely a threat inside the ring, because I don't think they need to fake a character, like build up a full sense of an ego to prove that there's something that they're not. But I feel like he can definitely fight. He has his countrymen behind him, which gives you a different kind of energy. Not just people who support you when you're winning. He has people who support him because they have the same blood as him, and that is like a real type of energy that can't be denied. And he has his father beside him. You know, a lot of kids need their parents in their life for guidance. So his father's done a great job with him to kind of raise him and keep him on track since he was 6 years old. So these are the things that make Andy Ruiz a lot different. That was my hand, by the way.
How much did the loss on June 1st make you a much better fighter?
I've always said, like, I've always had it in me. And I said, like, oh, when I win, they said, how are you going to celebrate? I said, I don't really want to celebrate because I know I belong here. But it was mainly just the discipline. I had some of my own issues. Andy said that he had his issues. You know, the things that come along with being a champion. Andy's a really nice guy, so it might have been hard to say no to certain things as well. But I just knew what was always in me. And on June 1st, I just got beat by the better man, and I just knew that I belong at a championship level. So the belts spent some time with me. The belts have spent some time with Andy. And I think the belts realized that they want to be around my waist. So they came home tonight. And as I always say, I'm only champion until the next time I go out, because champions don't live forever. I came today, I'm victorious, and then I have to put them up in the air for the next competitor. And looking at the card today, you see all of the challenges that are hungry. And it's just going to be an interesting time in the heavyweight division, because you guys, I want to thank you guys for being here as well. And it's just an interesting time in the heavyweight division. I'm just loving the buzz.
Question from BBC. There.
2 weeks ago you told Mike Costello.
Anthony, 2 weeks ago you told Mike Costello you might drop on your YouTube channel what happened last time in the build-up to the fight. On Monday you said it twice again. You talked about obstacles. Is there anything you can enlighten us with what happened before June the 1st?
No, Andy just beat me. Credit to the man. He beat me fair and square. He's a great fighter, a great champion. First ever Mexican heavyweight champion. You know, he has something special about him. But we just reclaimed what was rightfully ours. That's all. That's all. I just got beaten by the better man, and it shows that we're just as good as each other. You know, he beat me, I beat him, and we move on to the next.
Mike Coppinger.
AJ, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, sir.
You said before the fight that it wouldn't be special and you wouldn't celebrate at all, and instead you had like an hour-long celebration in the ring that one of the most epic I've ever seen. Was it just so much better than you imagined it, or was that just the mindset that you had to have before?
You ride the wave. You ride the energy. Deep down in my heart, I'm chilled. I'm calm. I'm collected. I believe in myself. But yeah, I just ride the wave of the crowd. People who were happy, my family were there, my friends that I grew up with were there. So I had to kind of fill in with that energy, you know. But deep down, honestly, for me, I'm relaxed. It is what it is.
You've talked a lot about your friendship now with Vladimir Klitschko and how much advice he's given you. You fought a lot like him, I thought, very tactical and disciplined.
Yeah.
How much influence did he have on the strategy and the way you fought?
Nothing to do with strategy. That's my trainers. Nothing to do with strategy, but just about mindset, I feel. So Vladimir Klitschko, even though we've been in the ring and we were enemies to a certain degree, I feel like we have a lot of mutual respect, and that's the great thing about boxing, is that you do go to war, however, you shake each other's hands after. Me and Vladimir kept a good relationship, and he's just been in the game for such a long time. I keep myself around boxing people who know the game, and any type of information and knowledge can lead me on to success. So he passed on a lot of his experiences, which play a part in my mental preparation.
AJ, Ade Oladipo here for ESPN Africa. As a fellow Nigerian, extremely proud of what you've done today.
Thank you so
much.
much.
All of Nigeria has gone crazy. What inspired the ring walk music today?
So when I went to Nigeria, I met Femi Akuti. And more so than his music, the conversation he gave me, he sat me down and he spoke to me about some of the good things in Nigeria, some of the issues in Nigeria and so on. And when I went back, I listened to some of his music, and that song, Fight to Win, really has deep meaning, And then his father, a fella, my dad always listened to him, but when we were sparring, I'm one of them guys that just put the song on repeat. It's quite annoying for everyone else, but I'm a simple kind of guy, so I was just repeating that song on loop. And what I wanted to do was just create the same environment that I had in training, coming to the ring. So it was just stuff that I listened to while I'm preparing. So when I'm sparring 12 rounds and stuff like that, we have the music playing in the background. There's about 50 people screaming. And it was just to create the same environment so I'm comfortable walking to the ring, and it's not new to me.
Anthony.
Hello.
what did you and Ruiz say when you guys had that moment in the ring? You guys kind of hugged, talked it out a little bit. What was that? What did you guys say, and what was that moment like?
I said, never give up. I just told him to never give up. It's tough. You're a great man, first of all. And you're a great champion as well. But I told him to never give up and just keep on chasing his dream. Boxing's really tough, you know, but he's created his own history, he's created his own legacy. And I created mine tonight, and I'm glad we could both play a part in each other's legacy. So I just kind of gave him a pat on the back and said, I'm sure I'll see you again.
Coogan?
Hi, Anthony.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you, brother.
The WBO have put out that you will have to...
In 180 days?
Yeah.
It's rock and roll, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Alexander Usyk?
No problem.
No chance that belt gets vacated then?
No, there's an IBF mandatory, there's a WBO mandatory. Tonight's about celebrating the victory, and as he's always done, his first mandatory was Kubrat Pulev. He pulled out. He faced Carlos Takam on a week's notice. His WBA mandatory was Alexander Povetkin. Nobody wanted to fight Alexander Povetkin at the time. He took care of that mandatory as well. Kubrat Pulev is the IBF mandatory. Alexander Usyk is a WBO mandatory, and I see him wanting to take both of those fights as well. So we'll have to speak to the governing body, see who goes first, and then deal with that. Anthony will have a nice Christmas and holiday. We'll work behind the scenes and plan for the future.
Christmas, yeah, but holiday, I'm still training. That's the key to this business, is stay active, stay in the gym. So I learned, you know, being heavily promoting boxing, when I become champion after 16 fights, isn't it, like fighting twice a year, when a fighter needs to develop, like 24 fights, I think they should fight for a championship. I learned that you can't spend a lot of time out of the gym. You have to kind of stay consistent. So a little holiday, yeah, but I'm going to stay consistent because that's going to lead me to another victory and another defense of my title.
AJ, congrats tonight.
Thank you.
Andy, straight after the fight, said that he would be happy to see any potential third fight back here in Saudi Arabia. Are you happy with that prospect as well?
The great thing is his view on Saudi Arabia. That's a positive because he was a bit weary at first, so it's nice to see that he's changed his opinion. Has everyone had a good time here? I think everyone's had a good time here, which is nice. So it's a neutral ground, neutral territory, so if he's keen, Alexander, Usyk, Pulev, Ruiz, I don't want to mention the other guy's name, you know who they are. But when they're ready, you know, I fought a lot of great names on my record, and I've beaten some good names as well, and I'm looking forward to taking on more challenges. And Andy's still on that list because I think we make for good music. He's a good dancing partner.
AJ, congratulations here.
Hello, how are you?
Boris Jovic, RTL Television, Croatia. Is there a wish to unite all the belts, the Deontay Wilder fight?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to, definitely. I've united four. It's hard, it's difficult to keep them, it's difficult to unite them. I'm sure PBC were desperately rooting for Andy to win. But we came and put a little spanner in their works. But we'll see what happens, man. I'd love to unite the belts, but I think me chasing, same as in the fight, sometimes if I'm chasing the right hand or I'm chasing the left hook, it may come crashing down, and I realized that chasing that fight wasn't playing into my benefit. So I'm just going to let the path take its course. I've got great people managing me. I've got a great team. And when the opportunity presents itself to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, you know me by now, I'll definitely step up and take the challenge.
Guys, we can have two more questions, please.
Yeah. Anthony, your left.
Hello.
Salvador Rodriguez from ESPN. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And then, do you feel that this victory was a kind of different after your first loss? Do you feel that this is like a refreshment in your career after the win, and KO?
Yeah, it's nice to KO. Like, there was times that I looked in Andy's eyes and I wanted to put my fist through his head. But then I thought to myself, this is boxing, you know? I need to win for myself. I need to show people that this is the sweet science of the sport as well. It's not like a script where they say Anthony's going to go. It's not wrestling. This is real life. And it's dangerous. So I have to box to my game plan. And my coaches, they devised a great strategy. And I trusted in them and I followed it through. So even though I took my loss, I took it like a man. I understood where I went wrong, and I keep on comparing it to an exam. When you take your exam, if you fail the first time, you study and you prepare better the next time. And I just knew with all of my preparation, my education, and discipline, I just knew I was going to pass this exam against Andy.
Last question, guys.
Hello.
So Anthony, you've had such a roller coaster year where there was a low, now you're ending on a high.
It wasn't a low. Let's not look at it like that.
There was a learning, so you had a roller
Learning,
coaster
it's a
year, you had a
learning
learning
experience.
experience,
Yeah,
and
it's a
now
learning experience,
you've had such a high experience, you've regained your belts. What did you learn about yourself during this year?
What did I learn about myself? Nothing new. Nothing new. This is just what I'm built for. I just like fighting. It's a shame because everyone likes me fighting when I'm winning, but hates me when I lost. But for me personally, looking at myself in the mirror, I just love fighting. So I didn't learn anything new. Before boxing, I was a little fighter. I started boxing. I continued to fight, and I just learned that I still love the game. That's all it is. It's a really difficult job. You know, I'd love to get in there and smack a man and lay him out, but these guys are highly skilled athletes, and I just love preparing for a good challenge. I just didn't learn much except for I just love fighting, and this is all I have. This is all I've got, so I just really discipline myself for it.
Thank you, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua, two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Very much.
Last question for me. What did you guys say to each other in the ring afterwards? You guys were hugging, you guys had a real deep conversation. What did you guys say?
Exactly. That I won one, he won one, and we're going to go to the third one.
Ruiz from Los Angeles, ESPN Nas here. I just had to ask you, who are the most challenging opponent for Anthony Joshua? You know, from all his fights, he usually knocks out people in his books in the distance. But you, in particular, you know, you beat him, knock him out. And in this fight tonight, you struggled a lot with him. So it was pretty close. I really thought that you would have won. What do you think is different about you than all his other opponents? What is it that you have with his other opponents that is causing this difference?
I think just the heart that I have, you know. I'm not scared of any of my opponents, you know, and if I would have let my hands go just like I did on June 1st, I think I would have won. I would have won this fight, and like I said, I should have trained harder. I should have listened to my coaches more, and maybe I shouldn't have put on all this weight that I did, and I would have been more faster, and I would have thrown more. I got him hurt a few times, and I let him survive. So I think that was one of the mistakes that I did. But like I said, I won one, he won one. Let's do the next one.
Also, he was holding you than any other. The last fight, he kept holding you. And you actually stopped that at all. I was wondering why he was doing that.
Yeah, you know, he was boxing his life out, you know. But like I said, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for me besides me not training as hard and putting on this weight. So it was a good victory for him.
Andy, why didn't you train harder? Is it
Where is that?
Andy.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't you train harder? What's the?
I don't know. You know, there's just a lot of things was going on my plate, you know. But like I said, there's no excuse. I learned from my mistakes. I know what I didn't do and what I should have did for the camp, and it paid off, you know. But I learned from my mistakes, and I know I'll be ready for the next one. Early on, Andy, he had some good punches that made some good bloodshot on your faces. How did that affect you in any way? You know, it affected me a little bit. You know, I couldn't see really good for the left eye, but I think I maintained good. I think I should have pressured more. I think I was waiting too much. My arms wasn't fluid like it usually is, you know, and I think it was because of the weight. And, you know, I weighed in too heavy, you know, and I wasn't able to throw my combinations. But the cut, it messed me up a little bit. But us warriors and us fighters in there, we try to ignore the cut, and we do our best to do our job.
Andy, Telemundo Deportes, esperaste hasta el último asalto, los últimos 10 segundos para invitarlo a pelear contigo al centro del ring. ¿Por qué esperaste tanto y qué mensaje le tienes a tu afición mexicana?
Pues yo creo que era el peso que subí de mucho, no podía tirar las combinaciones que yo tiro, y yo creo que él tenía miedo a
poner frente a frente a pelear como hombres, pero ese era su estilo, él quería boxear, pero yo no hice lo que tenía que hacer y toda la raza que me anda apoyando, los perdono porque yo siento que le hice abajo. Si Dios quiere para la otra voy a tener la victoria y voy a ser más mejor, me voy a poner más listo, más firme y vamos a agarrar esta victoria.
Andy Ruiz, ESPN Los Angeles, Nazir again. Other question is, if you were to have a rematch, the third rematch, where would you have it? In the USA, and what would you do different? How would this fight go different from the first fight and tonight?
I think I'll prepare myself a lot more, from being the champion my first time. It was kind of hard, from being over here and over there, missing training, and like I said, I don't want to have no excuses, but I know I'm gonna work my ass off. And look, being not that great a shape, look how I did. I did pretty good. I took all his shots. I felt I should have just pressured more and let my hands go. I think that's what I needed to do. And I got him a few times. He got me a few times. I ate his punches. And, if we would have went toe-to-toe, I think that's when I was connecting. But I know for the trilogy, I know I'm going to be a lot better. And it doesn't matter where it's at. If it's here, even better. I want to redeem myself here in Saudi Arabia.
How are you feeling physically after the fight? Are you okay? Are your injuries all right? Just wanted to check on you.
Yeah, I'm okay. Besides the cut that I have, I'm just a little disappointed. And me and my dad and my team were talking that I should have listened to them, and I shouldn't have put on all this weight. I try to kind of do the training on my own, and I'm sorry, man, and sorry to my dad. I should have listened to them more, I think I got too confident on myself, and like I said, there's no excuses. He won. I won one, and I know for the third one I'm going to be a lot better.
Andy, back here. When did you know in camp that you hadn't trained enough? Was there a point where you said to myself, man, it's too late now and I should have trained more?
There was, and I think we started too late, and I don't want to say the 3 months of partying or of that I had celebrating and whatnot kind of affect me, because to tell you the truth, it kind of did. But what can I say? Just learn this mistake, and I'm glad I learned it now that I'm still young. This is just the beginning for me, and there's a lot more fights coming soon.
And you were mentioning before that it might have affected your arms and made it less fluid. Do you think it also affected your foot speed and the way you cut off the ring?
It sure did. I was just following him. I felt like I wasn't doing what I do best. I wasn't letting my hands go. I was letting myself open. I was taking all his best shots. But I know for the next one I'm gonna be a lot better.
Do differently in your next game? What would you do differently other than what you've done today?
What would I do different? Listen to my coach and listen to my dad, and be more concentrated in the fight. Take it more serious. Like I said, I think there's no excuse. Just train harder and take it more serious. There's a lot of responsibility being a champion of the world. So I think the partying and all the stuff got the best of me. But next time is going to be a lot better.
Peter from Fight News, right here. You're talking a lot about what you did wrong. Could you tell us what Anthony did well in the ring? Because he was a different fighter. I was there in New York. Obviously, you were a different fighter, but he also was a completely different fighter. More controlled, less risk, but very, very well.
I think the only he did good was just move around as much as he can, and when I would let my hands go, I would land, I would land punches, and I think from being overweight, it kind of held me back. I think I was just looking for 1-2 punches instead of the usually that I am throwing 4 or 5 punches. And I think that's what got the best of me. But, he did a good job. He got me with a lot of different jabs. And
It was more you than his performance, because this is the feeling I'm having.
He did a good performance, you know. He did what he had to do. He boxed me around. He ran around, and you know he just boxed me. And for me being overweight, I couldn't perform the best that I could.
So Andy, in terms of looking forward, if the potential third fight doesn't happen straight away, which other heavyweights in the division would you like to challenge?
You know, in the heavyweight division, there's a lot of fighters right now, you know, and I just want to rest. I want to talk to my team. I want to think about my career and, you know, just look back what I need to do, you know, and just focus more and, you know, just train harder for this fight, and, you know, don't look past my opponents, and, you know, but I'll fight anybody in the game. I'll fight anybody. I'm not scared of nobody. You know, me and Anthony did a really good job, and like I said, I'm a dangerous fighter to any fighter, you know, so I have a heart of a lion, and I'm going to do my best, either if I'm in my best or not in my best, so, but I wasn't in my best today.
Andy, you were able to, last time, you know, you did get dropped, you were able to absorb the shots more. Was there a power difference? Did you feel being a little lighter?
You know what? I took his shots really good. You know, I didn't feel really hurt. Besides the one that he cut me, it was kind of bothering me a little bit. But you know, we all hit hard in the heavyweight division, and it only takes one punch to change the fight. But I think I took his punches really well, and you know, he didn't knock me down at all like I did on the first fight. But like I said, the next fight is going to be a lot different.
Question from Manny. Manny?
Yes.
ESPN Africa. Were you surprised by AJ's tactics at the bottom?
Well, we did expect for him to stick and move. He did a good job at it, you know, in boxing. But honestly, we also thought that he was gonna try to stand and fight Andy. And when he did, the little that he did, we feel that Andy got the best of him. But then he went back to his game plan. He listened to his coaches. So I got to commend Andy and his coaching for coming up with a good game plan.
Any more questions?
And Andy, Adrian asked you about the deporte. Do you feel this is one of the biggest lessons in your career that will make you a better fighter moving forward?
It is, you know. I think I'm going to learn from my mistakes, and like I said, I'm happy that I learned right now. Then later, I'm still young, and you know, there's still a lot bright future for me, and you know, I just got to learn from my mistakes, just like how he did from the first fight. And there's no excuses. He was a better man, and I just needed to I should have just taken more serious, and I think it would have been a different fight.
And one more question, Andy. In terms of your short period as a champion, do you feel like you were given the respect that's deserving as a world champion?
No, I think people are still doubting me, you know, but I'm still a dangerous fighter to any fighter in the heavyweight division. I could take the punches, I could give the punches, and especially being in my 100%, I could dominate anybody in the world. So I think that's what we're going to work on. I think we're going to work harder in the gym, and you know, we're going to prepare ourselves even better, and you know, dedicate myself a lot more.
Andy, how did you find fighting in an open arena?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you.
How did you find fighting in an open arena?
It was the same, you know. I fought over there in LA before in the open arena. It was a little cold. I know it was raining, but you know, there's no excuses for that. We're gladiators. We're warriors. We have to fight in any circumstances. So, but like I said, he was a better man, and I would love to do it again, but in a better shape and just the way that I was on June 1st.
Andy, yeah, can you tell us, like, if you knew that you hadn't trained how you wanted, how were you feeling when you were walking to the ring, given that you had that in your mind?
You know, I felt like I was going to do my best. You know, I was going to do my best. We can't doubt ourselves. You know, once we're in the ring, we have to motivate motivate myself and, just pray to God that everything's going to be okay, not just for me, but for him too, for us to walk out healthy to our family. And, he was the better man. He won. But like I said, I won one. He won one. I want to do it again.
Question for Manny. Andy just apologized to you a few minutes ago. How do you feel about what he said? And at what point in camp did you realize something was wrong?
As a coach, you got to be with your fighter 100%. Even when things aren't going well, there's a lot of, obviously, I'm not the first coach and he's not the first fighter where, situations happen in camp. And I'm there for him 100%, through good and bad, through thick and thin, even when things aren't going so well. I have to apologize to him too because, this is a team effort. And, when you don't win, it hurts. It always hurts, but situation is you got to stick with your fighter. Even when things even when things aren't going well, there's a lot of things that media people don't know, but you got to you got to stick with your guy. You got to stick with your fighter no matter what. Even now, I'm right here sitting next to him, letting him know that I got his back. A lot of people are gonna shy away or run away or whatever, but I'm not that type of individual. I'm with my fighters 100%.
And Andy, as the seconds were ticking by at the end of the fight, you were motioning for Joshua to come and fight you. Were you frustrated, and what did you think about him? Because even when you were in the exchanges, he was jumping out of them rather than trying to punch his way out.
I was a little frustrated, because we didn't do what we've been working on. And like I said, I think for me being overweight, I wasn't fluid enough. I wasn't moving the way that I wanted to move. I think being overweight got the best of me. I thought it was going to be a better thing for me. I thought I was going to be stronger. But I think being lighter, I'm going to let my hands go and I'm going to be a completely different fighter. But, I think he did a good job.
And, we've all had moments in our lives where we procrastinate and say, all right, I'll do it tomorrow. Was there points in camp where you were just like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to get it together and do this? And
of course, there is always tomorrow. And Manny knows and my dad knows too. And like I said, I should have listened to them. And I'm pretty sure we would have got the victory. But, we learn from our mistakes. Manny could tell the truth. My dad could tell the truth. But I don't want them to be no excuses, He won. But I know it's going to be a lot better next fight.
Andy Ruiz, Nazir from ESPN Los Angeles. You've been such a phenomenal role model for your country, Mexico. I have a lot of Mexican friends. I'm from Los Angeles myself. They all talk so highly about you. What does this mean to you, what you've done for boxing, especially for the Mexican community in your country?
Right now I'm a little disappointed in myself because I know I could have done a lot better. But, I'm still happy and I still thank God for him putting me in this position. This is a dream come true. I made my dreams come true on June 1st. And, it was another dream being the main event here in Saudi Arabia, a big card, so I don't take nothing for granted. I learned from my mistakes. I'm proud of being here, I'm the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world that there's ever been, I'm in the histories, but I just felt I should have took this fight more serious and, and everybody that's out there that has a dream, they could accomplish anything that they want. Look at me, I came a long way, a lot of roller coasters, a lot of ups and downs, and this is one of my ups and downs that I could tell my story, and best believe I'm going to come back and I'm going to bounce back and be in the heavyweight champion of the world once again.